everybody, I'm Tom Vassell, and welcome to Week in Review. This is a series where we go through and we take a look at the different videos that we put out over the past week. We tell you about them, and then we have a link in the description where you can go see the full video if you want to. So let's take a look at the various things that we put up this past week. So a couple of things that I'm going to talk about. We put up the cruise game show, and we started our top 100 games of all time. But I'll tell you about my reviews in a second. Let's go to everybody else.
Hey everybody, I'm Z Garcia. So last week I reviewed Aridia. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It's a very expansive game. It's incredibly elaborate, lots going on, but it also manages to feel lighthearted at the same time. There are a few things I thought were a little too much. It's too much upkeep. It's quite the table hog, but overall really interesting game and engaging. And then I also did with Camilla the third episode of our ongoing Oath-Sworn campaign. This is a spoiler-filled discussion of what we are encountering, thoughts we are having along the way, and then just sort of a discussion topic in each of these about just interesting things, right? Cards versus dice, miniatures versus standees, that sort of thing. So check that out if you haven't seen it. We're up to episode 3, like I said. And hopefully you've played or are playing along with us, and you will follow our journey. So that's going to do it. Z Garcia, see you on the next one.
Hey everybody, welcome to Chris Time. This week I took a look at, I reviewed one game, Chronologic, Paris 1920. I gave this one an 8.5. I love deduction, and I love the physicality of this. There's a little map, and there's some very simple logic rules about how characters move around. But as you do investigations, you line up a card from the case scenario with these little cardboard tokens that allow you to look through at a little bit of information, but you're always invested in other players' turns because you're getting some knowledge, but they're getting more. And so you're trying to solve the case first. Fantastic deduction game, good logic flow, and just a great presentation. There's 2 more boxes of it coming in the future, and I'm excited for both of those. Other than that, I did a games that change ratings video. So I talked about games where in the last year to 2 years or so, my thoughts and the scores have adjusted a little bit. Not a ton. I'm still a good reviewer, but, sometimes time and more plays will change things. And then the biggest project I worked on was the cruise vlog, the 2025 Dice Tower Cruise. So if you want to see what it's like to come along that and be at one of our conventions and experience it a little bit, go ahead and watch that. Put a lot of work into it, and it was a lot of fun. But that, folks, has been my week.
All right, this week I took a look at Aridia, The Paths We Dare Tread. I came in at 8.5, really enjoyed this game. I love the open world feel and nature of this. One of my drawbacks to it was I do feel like it's pushing you in a specific direction or there's something you're supposed to do, but it is still open world, so I don't always want to do what it's pushing me to do, but then I get in a fight that's like well above my level. So it was a little bit on rails, but still kind of putting itself out there as open world. A little bit of contrast there for me. Man, what sung for me was the leveling up system in this. I love the way you're gathering experience as you go through and on your different adventures and quests, and you use that experience in order to level your character up, and you get some great jumps in experience from that and bonuses, but then also in the combat, the way you have different skills you're trying to master, and you do that in combat by setting yourself up tactically for these very specific situations, and if you do that, boom, you get a skill mastery, and they feel so powerful and so exciting when it happens. Love the leveling up, love the world that you're going through here. Would have also liked to see maybe app assisted in there. I think there is still a little bit of an overhead. That being said, this is a game that is definitely right up my alley. I love these big, long, epic campaigns, and definitely one that, with the right group, I think I would really, really enjoy playing all the way through. So if that's kind of your style, make sure you check out the review for Aridia. And that is, I came in at 8.5.
Hi, I'm Wendy Yee, and this week I have one game that I reviewed. This was Chronologic Paris 1920. This is a deduction game where you're trying to figure out who done it. And this is one that I really enjoyed, and I liked it because it took a lot of those deduction elements that sometimes work for me, sometimes don't, and it made it very thematic. And so that for me is probably the biggest perk for it. So I gave this an 8.5 because I really, really enjoyed the way that the theme tied into the deductions, that I could really follow the deductive trails around the Opera House. So there you go. That's what I got for that. I also did my top 10 anticipated games for the year, so check out that video as well, and let's go ahead and see who's next.
Some big games I reviewed this week. I mean, I reviewed actually 13 games. I did 6 games I played, so you don't have to. All those were negative reviews. I also did 7 games that were good. They almost all got a 7, and 1 that was trash, but someone gave a seal of excellence to anyway. You have to watch the video to see. The big ones we did, chronologic, fantastic, logical deduction style game. Small little game, 15 scenarios, from the same designers who did Turing Machine, just really, really good, 8.5. Soul Raiders from Mark Andre, the designer of Splendor. This is kind of a huge choose-your-own-adventure game. It's probably too big of a box. And there's a little bit of luck involved in the game, and I don't know if the replayability is going to be there forever. But it's still, there's a lot of really fun ideas in it, 8 out of 10. And then Aridia, which I'm changing. I think in the video I was struggling over whether it would be 8.5 or 9. It is, or I'm sorry, a 9 or a 9.5. It's definitely, let's say 9.5. It's really, really good. It is a fantastic game. So much of it is done right. It is an adventure game in a box. I'm just really, really, really excited with it. And like I said, we did our top 100 over the course of this week. And we put up our game show from the cruise. We have some of our live shows, especially the top 100. We did the first 4 of those. We do these weekly reviews because we put out quite a few videos each week. And this is kind of like an index of them. And we do many videos every week. We do between 1,000 and 1,500 videos over the course of a year. And if you would like to support that, check out supportdicetower.com. We're running our annual fundraising campaign right now for that. Either way, I'm glad you came and watched us today. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and this is Week in Review. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vassell.
How many duplicate numbers can I roll? That's the question. I got a 9. I got 8, 9, 90, 6, 3, 3. Oh, we got triple 3s. 300 points.
I've never read a single one of these books. What I got here? The Infinite Playground, Bernard de Coven, with Holly Gramazia. That was dust. That was dust that definitely flew over that. So far, nobody had actually said that the fountain being imagined is a water fountain. It could be any kind of white, old, broken marble fountain. And then for the fun of it, you find yourself saying something like, "It's actually a white marble fountain pen." Well, you see, you might make people laugh, but you would also damage the spirit of the game. People can tell that you didn't actually see a white marble fountain pen. And even though you were indeed only joking, you took away, not purposefully of course, the shared control and the essential honesty necessary for the game to be as fun as everyone wanted it to be. So be honest. Be true to the images you're seeing. But as long as it's imaginary, and as long as you truly imagine it, the picture you build up together could be almost anything. It could be a photograph with sounds and smells, maybe even taste, if you can imagine yourself licking it.